Gingerly. What is gingerly? Very carefully. Beautiful. Plumage. Feathers. Thank you. Feathers. Surly. Angry. Thank you. Yes, you're in a mad, angry mood. And translucent. Last but not least, see-through. Excellent. So make sure you know those words for the task. Now, couple quick review. I'm going to tell you right now, write this down because you can't use your book, you can use your notes. So if I were you, I would take pretty excellent notes right now if we're going through this. You can do it on whatever paper you choose. So let's write this down. So main characters, I want you guys to tell me, Ma, we characterize Bigger's mother. What is she like? What is she like?
She's
Aggravated with what?
with his attitude.
With his attitude. Why is she aggravated with his attitude? And what does that tell us about him? Remember with our characterization, what does that tell us about Bigger that his mom is aggravated with him?
Arrogant.
He's a little bit arrogant. Why? What does he not want to do that she wants him to do? Yes, get a job. Beautiful. What about Bigger? What do we need to know about him? What kinds of things? What's his dream? What is that dream that he has? He does want to work, but what does he specifically want to do? Thank you, Cassandra. Fly a plane. And this is really important because what does that tell us? Is that a big dream or a little dream?
A big dream.
So what does that tell you about him? Analyze him.
He's not scared to like take chances on his
Okay.
dream.
He wants to take chances on his dream. What else, Alana? Okay, so he was in a society that, give me more with that. What does the civil rights have to do? How did that impact his dream?
Back then they couldn't, only white people could fly.
Excellent, excellent. So he was really thinking outside the box. Not only was this something hard to do,
He wanted to do what the white man wanted to do.
right, he wanted to do things that
The white
he
man.
would, go ahead. Yes, he was proving that black people could do anything. Thank you, Tom. Beautiful. How about Gus? Who was Gus? Why was he important?
Gus wanted to.
He was arrogant.
Yes, Greg. Tell me, what was the problem with him? And he was arrogant
Gus
too.
wanted to rob people.
He wanted to rob people. What happened with him in Bigger, Jewel?
Bigger wanted him to be in the robbing his
Yeah.
He wanted to refuse.
Yeah, so they were accusing each other of being too scared to rob the white man. Beautiful. Mary, you just met Mary in the film. What do we need to know about Mary?
She's
Who's
the daughter of
she's-
Mr. Dalton.
beautiful? She's Mr. Dalton's daughter. Who's her boyfriend?
I forgot his name.
John.
Yep.
Dalton?
No, Jewel had it. Jan is her boyfriend, and what is important about him? What is his political persuasion, and why is that problematic? Anari, why is that problematic?
Oh. Who you say her boyfriend was?
Her boyfriend is Jan, we said?
Oh, that's the name up there.
Yeah, the name up there. What is his political persuasion? This side of the room's been kind of quiet. Is he a Democrat, a Republican, a communist, or what? Communist, thank you. He is a communist.
Yeah, I read that.
Yes. You weren't here last time. He is a communist. So we need to know that. Super important. What do communists believe? Do we know that? Have we figured that out from the book yet? Andre? They're not Democrats or Republican. They believe that everyone should be what? Equal in terms of money, in terms of rights. So this was kind of problematic, particularly at the time. Mr. and Mrs. Dalton, we talked about. How does fear control Bigger's life? Why is he, give me a specific example. How is he controlled by his fear? Yes.
It don't seem like it. He murdered somebody.
He did murder somebody. Why? And how does fear tie in with that? Because you're right.
He was scared to get caught.
Yes, he was scared to get caught with it. Right?
Right?
Excellent. What about the Daltons? They are these very wealthy people. They take in
His wife is blind.
bigger. Yes, you need to know that. Very important. His wife, Mrs. Dalton, is blind. What does that symbolize? If she is blind, what are they trying to
She can't see
comment
what's
on?
happening.
What does that mean? She can't see what's happening.
Can you see what happened?
Like literally or figuratively? Explain.
What you said? What you said? She bites.
Yes. So what can she not see?
She can't see. Exactly.
You can't tell
You can't see jiggler.
That is what that symbol is. Remember, symbolism, like the American flag is a symbol for what?
Freedom.
Freedom. right? So in this case, in the book, her blindness is a symbol for just her not being able to see black people? Or what? Who does she stand for?
Well, she's like Tyrone Biggins. I mean, like, they
You stand for both.
Both sides.
For who? How many people? Who? Remember when we did the Langston Hughes poem, I Too Sing America, and Frank was analyzing the heck out of that and telling me that he was not just talking about himself, but he was talking about his whole race? Can we tie that in? Who does she stand for? Is she just talking about herself? Is she just blind? She stands for her whole race, right? Not being able to see. Beautiful. We see political and racial discrimination. So political with Jan, with his communism. Racial, obviously, that controls Bigger's life. The white cat, what does that stand for?
The white cat.
Mrs. Dalton's fluffy white cat, who follows Bigger around from room to room. What does that symbolize? Cat, like meow. What does that symbolize?
He patrolling her. I mean, he patrolling her.
Mm-hmm. And why is it important that he's white and he's following Bigger around?
Because he
Don't
wants to
trust
black
her.
man.
Don't trust her.
Yeah, beautiful. You guys are awesome. This is what we are going to need to know for this test. 8th period took it the other day, and for the most part they rocked it, so I'm very excited to see how well you do on it. Again, make sure for your homework tonight, what I want you to do is focus on the reading. Right, I want you to focus on the reading. Alright, so what we are doing today, we have exactly an hour left in class, so we are going to focus on writing our own literary analysis today, and that is going to be our big, we're going to get a lot of writing done, and so a couple things that you need to know, and write down these notes because these will help us. This is going to be very, very quick, like 5 minutes, fast, and if this opens, maybe.
Excuse the interruption. Please excuse all track members to go to the boys and girls locker room. Can you please excuse all boys and girls track and field members? Thank you.
Alright, Frank, you know what you need to do for me, right? Frank, you know what you need to do for homework? Okay, take your journal with you. So very quickly, literary analysis, title is at the top of your notes. Couple things that we need to keep in mind. When we are writing any kind of essay, what is that first thing we need that tells us what we are going to be writing about? Say it again. You need your introduction, but what's that specific sentence that gives you your thesis? Your thesis. So you want to make sure you've got a thesis in there. That's what we are going to work on creating today, because in college, I will tell you, no matter what your major is, in college you are going to be doing a lot of writing. You all will have to take a freshman writing course. And you need to be able to craft, yes, you need to be able to craft really solid thesis to back yourself up. Donovan, head up, thank you. So make sure what we're working on today you're paying particular attention to, because that will help you then. You're thinking about your analysis is an argument. You're not just saying, hey, I really liked this book, right? They don't do that in the video you watch. He didn't just say, oh, this was a great book. He took that detail, the dialogue, and told us what it said about the book, why it made it powerful, why it made us a success. So you are going to need to do that as well.